If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. So this is going to be my last day at the city park that has free electric, free water, free camping for 3 days. That has a bird sanctuary that you can contribute donations to. There's not a lot of birds here, but man, I tell you, this was just a really neat thing to see here at a city park. And so after this, I think we're going to spend 3 days in another campsite with free electric, free water, and then we're going to head off to New Mexico. We're going to come back to this hopefully in the fall if everything works out like we have planned. And we're getting ready to leave Texas at about the right time. It's starting to get hot here. It's been really cool, really pleasant. Here we are, probably June 15th. Of course, you're going to get this video 10 days late. It got to 95 degrees yesterday, which is, okay. I mean, it's bound to happen. So it's time for us to leave Texas and go to a cooler climate. Where we're going into the national forest there on the border of Arizona and New Mexico. It's 56 degrees there today. We're wanting to get back into cooler climates. Not that cool, but fortunately tomorrow it's supposed to be 75 at that campground. Temperature kind of brings me to the couple questions that have been asked recently. One of them suggested that there was a YouTube video person having problems with the refrigerator with all this extreme heat, and wanted to know if I was having problems with my refrigerator. No, I'm not having problems at all. Like I said, it was 95 degrees. We don't have an air conditioner, but we have just a regular household apartment refrigerator. It has a fully functional freezer with a fully functional refrigerator. It has a plug-in that you plug in your house. What I suspect is happening with these other YouTubers, because somebody sent me the link to this YouTube video, said that when it gets too hot in their camper, that their refrigerator doesn't cool as well, and so meat starts to thaw out and different things. This person lives in a class C or B, one of the two, and I'm sure it comes with what's called a three-way refrigerator. Now, these refrigerators were made specifically for RVs, and what a three-way refrigerator is it can plug into a household electrical outlet, 110 outlet, or it can run off a battery, 12-volt battery from your car, or it can run off propane. You can just flip a switch from from propane to electric to battery. What I have read and my father has experienced, because he full-times also, is they don't work well in higher temperature climates. I get a lot of people argue with me and say, oh no, my three-way refrigerator works perfectly, I'll never trade it in. And I understand what you're saying. What that means to me, though, is you're probably not out in, and I actually read this in an article that talked about three-way refrigerators, is you're not out in very hot climates. So my guess is either you are at a plug-in site where you're running your air conditioner and it's 70 degrees inside, and then your refrigerator probably is on electric. But even if you had it on propane, 30 or 40 degrees cooler than ambient outside temperature. So that means if you're 70 degrees inside and you're 30 degrees less, that means you're 40 degrees inside your refrigerator, which is perfect operating temperature. But when you get up to 95 degrees outside temperature without an air conditioner, then your refrigerator is going to struggle to keep up. So your refrigerator may only be cooling to 55 to 65 degrees. Now, of course, this is really handy if you don't want to run off electric like I do. The other thing that a lot of people talk about is DC refrigerators. Now, I've done some research on this. I've not really known anybody to have one. Apparently, they cool really well. But in order for me to have a refrigerator with the same capacity as my refrigerator, with a fully functional freezer, fully functional refrigerator that can hold 14 days worth of food, I would have to spend about $1,100 to $1,500 on a refrigerator. Of course, now with the DC refrigerator, you can run it right off your battery, DC being 12-volt refrigerator, or you can run it off solar panels. So powering a DC refrigerator is a lot easier, but man, the cost to get one going was way out of my price range, and I'm very happy with what I have. Speaking about temperature, the next subject I want to talk about is transmissions. About this time every year, you start seeing YouTubers having a bunch of transmission issues. They don't seem to understand what is causing their transmission problems. If you have a vehicle with 100,000 miles on it or less, you should be okay with your transmission unless the manufacturer just has an issue, which you should still be under warranty. So the biggest killers of a transmission are two things: heat or dirt, or both. I'm going to cover dirt first. If you have a new vehicle, brand new, and you change the transmission oil as scheduled per your owner's manual, you should do fine. But if you buy a used vehicle that has, let's say, 100,000 miles on it, and you don't know if the transmission oil has ever been changed in it or not, and the oil looks really dirty, good chance it hasn't been changed. What mechanics will say is don't change the oil. If it's that old, if you change the oil, it's a good chance what's going to happen is going to knock a bunch of dirt out and get into the gears and ruin it. So they suggest you just run it until it dies. What happens is this dirt, it becomes like a sandblaster. Under high automatic transmissions, they have this high pressure push. And so if you put dirt in the oil and you're sandblasting all these gears. The second thing that is heat. Heat is very damaging and will damage it right away. So this time of year when things are starting to get hot outside, you see more YouTubers starting to have problems with their transmission. It's because most likely they have overheated their transmission. I try to run my transmission around 150 degrees, no hotter than 170 degrees. I got it at 170 degrees once, pulled over and just let it cool off. If you start getting into the 200, 250 degree temperature range, you're going to wipe out your transmission. It's just a matter of time before it goes out. And there's actually a calculation on the internet, on Google, and it will tell you if you reach this temperature, you're going to half the life of your transmission. If you reach this temperature, you're going to quarter the life of your transmission. So if you have a lot of weight in your vehicle, which van dwellers do, RV dwellers, so when you're pulling this stuff and you're running in and out of traffic and you're stopping and going, it's heating up, heating up, heating up. But thanks for watching. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.